Greetings. Today, the moon goes into Pisces, and we are heading into the full moon and lunar eclipse in Pisces on Sunday. So, I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Saturday, September 6th. So we've got that Pisces almost full moon and the Pisces energy highlighting the Pisces side of the Virgo Pisces dynamic, which Virgo and Pisces are two sides of the same coin, as I shared in depth in my talk for OPA, the Organization for Professional Astrology, last week on Sunday. I did a deep dive into the topic of Virgo, and the title of the talk was "Why Witches Use Brooms: The Secret Superpower of Virgo." So one of the things I talked about in that talk is how, with Virgo energy, we are really bringing in the physical side of the spiritual sign of Pisces, right? So Virgo and Pisces are opposite. We get that highlighted, especially highlighted during a full moon because the sun is in Virgo and the moon is in Pisces. Full moons always bring that opposite energy. And this particular month, or this moon cycle, we began the cycle with a new moon in Virgo, and we end the cycle also with a new moon and upcoming solar eclipse in Virgo. So, two new moons in Virgo in a row at the very beginning and the very end of Virgo, with this Pisces lunar eclipse sandwiched in the middle, the meat, if you will, if the two new moons are the bread, right? The meat is this lunar eclipse in Pisces. So we are really highlighting the Pisces side of this coin, and Pisces energy is spiritual energy. It is transcending the physical realm. So you have that experience of the interplay between these two opposite forces, one spiritual, one very, very earthly. So Virgo energy is about details. It's about being methodical and hands-on. One of the names Virgo has is the chop wood, carry water sign of the zodiac, right? It's really, really where we roll up our sleeves and get hands-on to make things happen by not by wishing for them, not by dreaming about them, not by imagining them, but by doing it. So the Virgo hands-on energy brings in that quality of how we shape things physically, like, right? Like when you make pottery, you are turning clay, or what originally is dirt or mud, into something useful. You're shaping it, right? And that doesn't happen without getting your hands on and doing it. And so the dishes don't do themselves. The book doesn't write itself, right? The whatever it is you're working on doesn't get done unless you do the day-to-day tasks to make it get done. So that's the Virgo side of things. And then the opposite energy, the Pisces, is the spiritual side, right? It's the place where none of that matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's happening on the earth plane, right? Because in that bigger spiritual picture, there is this bigger experience of belonging, and like you don't have to prove anything, you don't have to complete anything, you don't have to show your work, right? You get that unconditional quality of love. Of course, Pisces can also be about losing touch with reality. So Virgo brings us back to earth, and Pisces sometimes allows us to lose our way, right? Or get lost in illusions, delusions, um, uh, those fantasies that pull us away from something that's real and tangible. So we want to balance, the beautiful thing about this is we have that balance between the Virgo earth plane qualities and the Pisces spiritual transcendent qualities. So in other words, this full moon and a lunar eclipse, right, is and any eclipse is a special alignment of the earth, the moon, and the sun, so that not only do we have, in this case, the sun and moon on opposite sides of the earth, but we also have all three bodies in the same plane. And what that does is it kind of opens a gateway, right? We're aligning in the same plane, kind of like a lock clicking in a door, a portal opening. So we have that uh, capacity for things to arise in our awareness, to shift in, for things that have been an issue to shift, for new awareness to arrive, for the nature of what we're dealing with to change, right? To turn in a new direction. And so eclipse energies are very powerful energies in part because we have this support from the universe to bring about change, to see things from a new perspective, to begin moving things in a new direction. So that energy is here with us with this lunar eclipse, and the Pisces lunar eclipse is exact at 15 degrees Pisces, right in the middle, right, of Pisces and Virgo. The sun is at 15 degrees Virgo. 11:08 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday, September 7th is the exact full moon. So the exact alignment of this lunar eclipse and these energies. So we've got the Pisces energy of connecting to the spiritual, connecting to that bigger picture of wisdom, of guidance. And remember, something can shift around an eclipse. So there's this heart opening possibility, this ability to feel the unconditional love of the universe, to feel that sense of support of the universe having your back. We are, just to add in the outer planets here, and I've been talking about this, but we have this double sextile between Pluto and Neptune, Neptune and Uranus, two sextiles there with a trine from Pluto to Uranus. These are geometric alignments. So a sextile is 60 degrees, a trine is 120 degrees. We've also got Saturn thrown in there in late Pisces because Saturn has just retrograded back into Pisces. So now this full moon in Pisces, so those the outer planets, in other words, are additionally providing this energy of support to say, yes, when you are clear about what's important to you, what brings meaning to your life, what matters to you in the big picture, the universe will support you in your efforts to open to who you need to be for that kind of experience to manifest around you. So, okay, so this is a deep thought, right? It's that, and I'm not saying that we are that there's only this spiritual component to life, because I am a big believer that it's both. There's a big spiritual component to life, and energy is real, and at the same time the physical world, the day-to-day tangible logical sense-making world that we deal with is also very, very real. So we have both, right? And they're almost contradictory experiences that both, both are part of our reality, and we can't deny one or the other. So back to so the the universe has our back. We also have this quality of that Pisces bigger picture, saying, when you open your heart, when you put in the effort, when you roll up your sleeves and get hands-on and tangible, right? The Virgo side of things. It's like you can't just go, I dream for a better world, and it just instantly magically happens, right? No, that's not how it works. I mean, maybe it does in your actual dreams if you have those kind of dreams. But no, the reality is that it's both. So you get to have this bigger picture of your vision, what you can imagine, how guidance and wisdom and that bigger spiritual truth speaks to you, makes you feel part of something important, helps move and motivate you, right? Open your heart, move you spiritually and emotionally. That's huge. And at the same time, it's not just that, right? It's also the tangible, hands-on tasks, the day-to-day chop wood, carry water. All like what does it take to make a pottery cup from a pile of mud, right? It takes effort. It takes shaping it. It takes doing it. So what does that look like in your life? In your day-to-day life, do the stuff, right? Do the tangible, sense-making things that bring about those physical, tangible results. And so we have to have that balance. And when we get too far on the Pisces side, we get lost in the fantasy of like, oh, it's all just going to magically get fixed, or um, be okay or whatever. And then if we get too far on the Virgo side, it's like, oh, I'm going to just be on this treadmill forever and nothing can ever change. But the reality is, it's both. We need to put in the effort, do the work, do the tangible, do the steps, right? make a, make an action plan and then do the actions, right? It's not enough just to make the plan, you have to do it too. But also, it's important that we do it from the place of an open heart, do it from the place of our dreams, our visions, our hopes for the world, and what moves us on a bigger emotional and spiritual level. So what do you care about, right? What inspires you, what moves you? And this is a little bit of a fiery Pisces full moon because Neptune is in early Aries. It's at 1 degree Aries, and Aries is the sign of the fighter. It's the sign of the warrior. So Neptune, as the ruler of Pisces, says, yes, this is a spiritual full moon eclipse because it's in Pisces, and Pisces energy is transcendent, is connected to a bigger picture of meaning, a bigger picture of guidance and wisdom and love. But it's also saying, find your courage, right? Find that place of what inspires you, what moves you to action. This is an action oriented, feisty, courageous spiritual full moon and lunar eclipse. So, what does that look like for you? What is moving and inspiring you? What gets you into action because it's meaningful to you, because it helps you feel alive, at the same time as you can feel like you are part of something bigger. So coming together with others who have that same, dream or vision for whatever it is that's meaningful and important to you, and how are you going to work together, right? To take action that's meaningful, to take action and find courage and be inspired in ways that can help bring this bigger picture of love, bringing more love to the planet. So, if you do nothing else around this lunar eclipse, ask yourself, where is love? Where is love in your life? Where is love in the world? Where do you see it, right? Like, think about your day and what you do throughout your day from the time you wake up, the people you interact with, the errands you do, the work you do, right? The tasks and the to-do items you do, the things you work on, the routines, your commute, right? Think about all the things you do in your day, your meals, all of it, right? And ask yourself, where is love in my day? Right? I mean, what a powerful question, right? Is there love coming through when you eat your tuna fish sandwich for lunch? Right? Is there love coming through when you have that interaction with that stranger on the corner that, you got to the crosswalk at the same time? I mean, I don't know, right? Like what are the ways that love shows up in your day? And when you ask yourself that question, you can tap into, okay, here is what I want to feed. Here is what I want to invest in. Here is what I want to see expand. And in that Virgo way, we are investing by how we live our lives. So Virgo energy has to do with, the love and the quality of the effort and the attention to detail that we put into our day-to-day tasks, even if it's just doing the dishes, even if it's just sweeping the floor, right, with a broom, just like witches use brooms. And then how you put in that effort into the quality of what you're doing. So how can you invest in all the different ways? Invest in that feeling of love. Invest in what you want to see grow. Again, so that could look like attention to detail. It could look like putting caring into your work. It could look like choosing priorities. Like, what am I going to spend my time on instead of something else? Because this is more meaningful, um, more effective way of bringing love into my life, my experience. What has meaning and love for me. So it could be choosing priorities. It could be the quality of how you talk to yourself, right? What's more loving? Is it more loving to say you didn't do enough today, or is it more loving to say you did enough? There's some more things you can do tomorrow, right? So just bringing it down into the very simple, everyday, ordinary, just all the little decisions we make, all the ways that we choose to spend our time, and the quality we spend with other people and alone time, all of it. Asking yourself, how can I do this in a more loving way? And so now when you do that, you're investing, right? You're investing in seeing that love grow and expand. Maybe it's how you show up with presence, right? With your child, your grandchild, your grandmother, right? How are you showing up to be present with what is happening and what is right in front of you, or maybe somebody who needs you? And, you can be there with them instead of maybe, checking out or thinking about something else, right? So, I don't know what it is for you, but some things to think about, some food for thought for this lunar eclipse in Pisces, some powerful energies. And again, to think about how we are balancing the Virgo tangible with the Pisces bigger picture. And so opening to guidance and wisdom, but also thinking about how are you going to implement that? How are you going to get hands on? How are you going to put those bigger intangible qualities like love, compassion, caring, joy, happiness, all the good things? How are you going to invest in the hands on, tangible things that you do to allow those qualities to grow and to create space where they can grow and be more there for you in your self-care. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and you can book a reading with me at astrologyheals.com. I have some videos on the lunar nodes on my member site, transformationalastrology.com. So check that out. Also, I'm working on some South Node pairs, some videos to make available for you. So that is coming soon. Stay tuned. Thanks again for being here and hitting the subscribe button if you are enjoying these videos, because I am here every day with astrology for unshakable self-care. And I will be posting a meditation for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. So check the description for this video for details on that. And thanks again for being here. I will see you next time.